Hi guys, it's Ankita. Welcome to another video. Today I will be listing all the books that I read last year. I read more than 60 books last year. I want to make one thing clear is that it doesn't matter how many books we read in a year. What matters is that what kind of books we read. So obviously the quality matters more than the quantity. And by quality, I don't mean classics or books that have won awards or any bestsellers. What I mean by quality is that books that bring us joy, books that influence our lives, books that teach us something, books that have the potential to change the trajectories of our lives. Those are the books that really matter, and those books could be any. There's no particular book. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't have to be an award-winning book. It could be any book out there, as long as it has some impact on your life. If it just brings you comfort in that moment, it's worth it. I made another video where I talk about all the top 10 books that I read last year. If you are interested, you can go ahead and watch that. But here I will make sure to give a shout out to the books that I enjoyed, even those that have not made it to the top 10. All right, let's begin. The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Love this one. Next one, I read the first two books in the Witcher series. The first one is The Last Wish, and the second one, The Sword of Destiny by Andrzej Sapkowski. Amazing. Loved the main character in this one. Good fantasy fiction. Next is The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. This is the third book in the All Souls trilogy. And then I also read Time's Convert. This one is the fourth book in the series. It follows this trilogy. Loved the fourth book. It's a historical fiction. Next one is Binti by Nadi. I won't even attempt to say her last name, but the book is really good. It's a good blend of culture and futuristic science fiction. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I would recommend it if you are into science fiction. Next is Why Awake Early by Mary Oliver. I also read her other selected poems in Devotions. Really good, soulful, inspirational poetry. Next one is Nigel by Monty Don. The author is a well-known English gardener. Next is The Forever Sea by Joshua Philip Johnson. It's a good fantasy fiction. Next is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. Then I read two books by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle in a Sherlock Holmes series. The first one is A Study in Scarlet. This is a book in which Watson meets Sherlock for the very first time. And the second book is The Sign of War. Next, I read two books in the Hush Hush series by Becca Fitzpatrick. The first one is Hush Hush and the second one is Crescendo. Don't recommend them. Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. Loved it. One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate. It's based on a true story of a gorilla named Ivan who lived 30 plus years in captivity. Next one, On Earth We Are Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Myung. Recommended to fans of literary fiction. Next is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I didn't like it, not a fan. Next is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. Such a nice, lovely read. Very comforting. Next is Fool's Assassin by Robin Hobb. I love Robin Hobb books. There is no question about it. A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. I did like the writing in this book. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Brilliant. Next is Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. I love the female protagonist in this book. Next is Letters to a Young Poet by Rainer Maria Rilke. The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. A really good gothic book. We Have Always Lived in a Castle by Shirley Jackson. Wow, amazing. The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. This is the second book in the Lord of the Rings series. I also read the third one, which is The Return of the King. Next is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. Anne of Avonlea by Lucy Maud Montgomery. This is the second book in the Anne of Green Gables series. Next one is Always in December by Emily Stone. This is a book that I would recommend you read in any month except for December. Billowdean by Catherine Applegate. Imaginative, magical read. A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. And I also read the second book in this series, that is The Girl Who Saved Christmas, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Okay, next is I read the Truth and Lies duet. The first one in that duet is Hidden Truth, and the second is Stolen Lies. These are books by Kay Webster and Nikki Ash. Next one is Graceland by Christine Cashore. Okay, next one, I read 3 books in a series. I don't recall the name of the series. The first one is Monster in His Eyes. The second one is Torture to Her Soul. And the third one is Target on Our Backs. These are books by J.M. Darhower. Next, I read all of the Harry Potter books this year, starting from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone right to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I read Born in Blood Mafia Chronicles by Cora Riley. I read in total 5 books in the series. The first one is Bound by Honor, followed by Bound by Duty, Bound by Temptation, Bound by Hatred, Bound by Temptation. The next one, I read another Mafia series, Made Men series by Sarah Brienne. I read 8 books in this series. I'm going to read all the names from the list that I have over here. The first one is Nero, followed by Winsett, Chloe, Luca, Angel, Drago, Maria, Dominic. Yeah, all of these are Mafia romances. I hope I covered all the books that I managed to finish last year. There are a number of books I started but I did not finish, but I hope I'll finish them this year. Anyway, if you would like me to review any of the books that were on this list, but I haven't already reviewed on my channel, so do let me know in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to review the book for you. Alright, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Until then, au revoir.